Okay, in Englewood, Florida, over by Minnesota Key, Chadwick Cove, also known as Shipwreck Cove, and this is why, where old boats go to die. Okay, you got a sailboat here. It's already been tagged by Fish and Wildlife. There's a process to get these things towed out here, of course at taxpayer expense. A lot of people live on these boats. Some of them are nice, some of them are just nothing. Don't have any engines or anything, so it's free to anchor, and they live on them or they store them. And then they're old and then they sink, something goes wrong, or a storm comes by, and this is what happens. Guessing that thing was probably at least 35, 38 feet, something like that. Stardust. So the reason why the state has to, i.e. taxpayer, has to pay to have these removed, because the boats aren't worth anything, and the salvage cost is too great. It's not worth it. It's more than what the boat's worth, so people just abandon them once this happens. See another example of the derelict boats out here. It's an old pacemaker there, but the one I came to see actually is over there. All right, this here, this actually was in the paper. Supposedly is an old Chris craft, but I'm having doubts on that. And it's been tagged also. This is an interesting case. A homeless guy lived on it, whatever, the guy lived on it. And anyway, he died. Then the boat sunk. So and it was ruled a homicide. So that's what's been a delay in getting this thing hauled out of here. Somebody built a deck on the back of it. This appears to be an, excuse me, an aluminum boat. So if that's a Chris, and I'm not seeing any signs that it is, it's one of the first of the Romer series. They're aluminum boats, but I don't know. So this boat has no engines in it, so it was just floating here. The guy that was living on it, like I said, he died and it was ruled a homicide, so there was an investigation. So what they have to do is try to notify the next of kin, say, hey, he had a boat, it sunk, it's 10 grand to remove it, are you willing to pay it? And of course nobody's going to. And I just threw that figure out there. I don't know what the cost is on something like that. Probably by the time you raise it and remove it and someplace and then dispose of it. I'm still having doubts that's a Chris craft though. The side windows to that lower salon, which you can't really see right now, had been covered up with some kind of white board or something, so you really couldn't see the window lines. This thing's been modified and rigged over the years. If this gets any views, if anybody knows what kind of boat this is, the newspaper said Chris craft, but unless it's like one of the very first Romers, the small ones, you know, the 40-some footers, they didn't make very many. I think it may be something else, though. Leave a comment below if you know. No trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted. Guessing this boat was about 40 to 42 feet before this back deck thing was added to it. Alright, forward and onward. Go check out that one right behind Sandpiper Key Condos, sailboat over there. So here's a sailboat out of Venice, Florida. It's abandoned right into their precious mangroves. I'm sure the state loves that. They love their mangroves. But how'd you like to be one of these condo owners here at Sandpiper Key? Have this thing for months, probably right out your back door. I don't know what kind that is. I don't know sailboats. Let's go check out one more over there. Now this one's been here a long time. I actually filmed this one when it was in a better state. It must have been over a year ago. Didn't know what brand it was then. It's kind of hard to tell. It's unusual without a flybridge like that. And it was actually in decent shape. It had like a tan hull, and it wasn't sunk. It was more just aground. And it's since gone down tremendously. Yeah, it's tilted over, front glass is out of it. It's just been full of water. It's just absolute garbage now. Don't know if it had power to it or not. Yeah, propulsion. So cormorant sitting right there on the pulpit. Oh yeah, there's just not. That's just an empty shell. There's just all fiberglass walls. Hello. And he's off. Deuces. Yeah, this thing looks like it was something that had been stripped and was gonna be refurbished or something. I don't know. Maybe somebody gave up and just used it. Who knows? Who really knows? And there's some little pedal boat thing over there on this side of it. I gotta go check that out too. I'm gonna guess with this boat, it had a flybridge on it at one time, I could tell. I'm gonna guess that it was probably hurricane or storm damage. Somebody bought it, was gonna redo it, and got in over their head or whatever, and I don't know, abandoned it. I don't know. And then it just went down from there. That big splash you heard right when I ended the last segment, big school of something just scared the crap out of me right behind me. Yeah, this is some little, yeah, little pedal boat. Dunk. Alright, let me back out of here. That little pedal boat, they're not registered or anything. Somebody could, there's a canvas bimini top on it. Believe it or not, on the back, it's still there. That probably just floated away or blew away from somebody's dock or something. Somebody could probably salvage that thing, clean it up, and maybe. I didn't get a good look at it, but oh well. Alright, well that concludes Shipwreck Cove, this latest video. Yeah, a lot of people just, they live out here because it's cheap, it's free. They live on these derelict boats. Some people just store them because they don't want to spend the money for dockage or anything. So it just becomes a real problem for the taxpayers, for the state. They've allocated more money now lately to, you know, help remove some, but there's so many of them around. Back over there's the sailboat at the condo. And then that real big one, 40-some foot Chris. I can't see what I'm shooting, but it's back over there behind me. And then the sailboat was over in there far away. Alrighty then.